in a moment, we'll have Northern Hemisphere Live with the Somnambulist Project live in the studio. Okay, welcome to Northern Hemisphere Live. It's Sunday, July 27th. You're listening to WXYC Chapel Hill. Today we have with us a whole slew of folks from Chapel Hill's Somnambulist Project, an alternative theater group that's been active in the area since 1992. With me right now I have Susie Radwan and Michael Smith. Susie is the director of Jesus Christ Superstar, one of the productions they'll be doing as part of their 5th annual Anti-Shakespeare Festival coming up. Well, it actually starts later this week. And Michael Smith is the artistic director for the Somnambulist Project.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, I think we have our mics on now. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves and talk a little bit about what your role is with the Somnambulist Project?
I'd love to. I'm Susie. I'm directing Jesus Christ Superstar and choreographing it. I've been a member, one of the founding members of the company since the summer of '92. We're really looking forward to this summer, our 5th summer. All 3 shows are great, but fortunately we have a sampling for you of some of what you will expect to hear in Jesus Christ Superstar.
We're doing 2 other shows this summer as well. We're going to do a children's musical called Satchmo and Izzy, which opens this week. And besides being the artistic director of the company, I also will be performing in that show. It's primarily geared for children, but it'll be for all ages, actually. It's a good show. And we'll be doing an adaptation of Hamlet as well.
All right. Let's see. You've been here since the fall of '92, and as I understand it, the group as a whole moved down here from Michigan that fall.
Correct. It was probably took about 6 months for a lot of us to get down here. It started with a couple of trickling of people in the beginning, but then a lot of us that graduated together, we finally got here in the fall, and then eventually we just met a lot more people in the area, and our group has just grown and grown since then. So we've been very fortunate here in Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
There are quite a few people from Chapel Hill here, some people from other states as well. I moved up here from Georgia and joined the company in 1994. Some people from various other places. So we're really fortunate to be in an area which has such a broad mix of talent from all over.
Mm-hmm. Just to remind our listeners, our number here is 962-8989 if you have any questions about the Somnambulist Project. What brought the group to Chapel Hill originally?
The weather.
Yeah.
We were looking at a bunch of different areas, but initially it was a lot of the universities and colleges around here. When we were looking for an area, we were still in college at the time,
mm-hmm.
and we were thinking that we would still want to be surrounded with other students in college and doing productions kind of the way that we had been doing in college. And
mm-hmm. You'd have sort of a ready-made audience and
exactly,
a pool of people to draw from to work with.
And we also had a friend who lived down in this area, and he was telling us, how great the weather is and how great the people are, nice and friendly. And then when we did take visits down here just to see if this was the place where we wanted to go, and we saw the Forest Theater, our minds were made up. We definitely want to come to Chapel Hill.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we have a group of people ready to sing in the next room here. This is a piece from Jesus Christ Superstar. Do you want to introduce it?
Sure. The first one that we'll be doing 3 different pieces, and the first one we will be doing is Everything's All Right, and we'll be having Zara Hashemian playing Mary Magdalene.
Try not to get worried, try not to turn on to problems that upset you. Don't you know everything's all right? Yes, everything's fine, and we want you to sleep well tonight. Let the world turn without you tonight. If we try, we'll get by, so forget all about us tonight.
Everything's alright, yes, everything's alright, yes.
Sleep and I shall soothe you, calm you and anoint you, myrrh for your hot forehead. Then you'll feel everything's alright, yes, everything's fine. And it's cool and the ointment sweet, for the fire in your head and feet. Close your eyes and relax, think of nothing tonight.
Everything's alright, yes, everything's alright, yes.
Woman, your fine ointment, brand new and expensive, could have been saved for the poor. Why has it been wasted? We could have raised maybe 10,000 silver pieces or more. People who are hungry, people who are starving matter more than your feet and hair. Sleep and I shall soothe you, calm you and anoint you, myrrh for your hot forehead. Then you feel everything's alright, yes, everything's fine. And it's cool and the ointment sweet, for the fire in your head and feet. Close your eyes and relax, think of nothing tonight.
Everything's alright, yes, everything's alright,
Close
yes.
your eyes and relax, think of nothing tonight. Close your eyes and relax, think of nothing. Close your eyes and relax, think of nothing tonight.
All right.
They're good, aren't they? That was also Sue Elliott as Judas. And the next song that we are going to be doing is, I believe, another one from the show. So let's go ahead and try it.
Okay.
Hosanna, hey, Zanna, 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 ho. Zanna, hey, Zanna, ho. Zanna. Hey, JC, JC, you're all right by me. Zanna, ho, Zanna, hey, superstar.
Tell the rabble to be quiet. We anticipate a riot. This common crowd is much too loud. Tell the mob who sing your song that they are fools and they are wrong. They are a curse. They should disperse.
Hosanna, hey, Zanna, 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 ho. Zanna, hey, Zanna, ho. Zanna. Hey, JC, JC, you're all right by me. Zanna, ho, Zanna, hey, superstar.
Why waste your breath moaning at the crowd? Nothing can be done to stop the shouting. If every tongue was still, the noise would still continue. The rocks and stones themselves would start to sing.
Hosanna, hey, Zanna, 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 ho. Zanna, hey, Zanna, ho. Zanna. Hey, JC, JC, won't you fight for me? Zanna, ho, Zanna, hey, superstar.
Okay. We have, there's one more piece.
One more. That was Jimmy Moore playing Jesus. And as you could tell, that was Hosanna from the show. Sorry, I forgot what was next. And now we are going to be doing part of the trial before Pilate, and with Sean Grimo playing the part of Pontius Pilate. And also we've been fortunate to have Melanie Hirsch and Nancy Jane Joyce, and Boise Holmes as Caiaphas, also singing background for us today.
Where are you from, Jesus? What do you want, Jesus? Tell me. You've got to be careful. You could be dead soon. Could well be. Why do you not speak when I hold your life in my hands? How can you stay quiet? I don't believe you understand. You have nothing in your hands. Any power you have comes to you from far beyond. Anything is fixed and you can't change it. You're a fool, Jesus Christ. How can I help you?
Pilate, crucify him, crucify him, never Caesar. You have a duty to keep the peace, so crucify him. Remember Caesar, you'll be demoted, you'll be deported, crucify him. Remember Caesar, you have a duty to keep the peace, so crucify him. Remember Caesar, you'll be demoted, you'll be deported, crucify him.
Don't let me stop your great self-destruction! Die if you want to, you misguided martyr! I wash my hands of your demolition! Die if you want to, you innocent puppet!
Okay. 3 songs there from Jesus Christ Superstar.
Right.
What dates is that going to be produced?
That opens on August 14th, and it goes the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th, Thursday through Sunday. And then the following week, I believe August 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, or 21st through the 24th, Thursday through Sunday, 2
Yes.
weeks.
At 7 p.m.
Yeah,
at
7 p.m. sharp.
Forest
If you're
Theater.
late, you're going to miss lots. So be on time.
Okay, we're gonna do a little shifting around here and bring some new people into the studio. If you guys want to go ahead and have a seat, there are headphones there. Try to grab them, and just everyone remember to speak directly into the microphones.
I don't know if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Do you want to? Why don't you go ahead and introduce them, Susie, while they're getting ready?
This is Jimmy Moore, and he is playing Jesus.
Hello.
And this is Boise Holmes. He is playing Caiaphas.
Yes.
And this is Zara Hashemian.
Hello, everyone.
She's playing Mary. And Sue Elliott is playing Judas. Hi.
Okay. Yeah, there are plugs under the thing there. Okay, so you guys having a good time doing Jesus Christ Superstar?
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
I was talking to, I think it was Michael Mann about the production. He was saying how you had you're gonna have a live band with the show, and you'd gotten sheet music for it, and part of the I guess agreement in getting a sheet music was that you had to play everything note for note, and you couldn't change any of the words or anything.
Right. It was been pretty regimented out how they want us to do the show. So, but we still are able to bring our own interpretation to it,
Yeah.
fortunately.
How was that?
It's going great for me, but I don't have to sing too much about you guys.
Well, I mean, bring your own interpretation to it. I mean, he made it sound like it was very strict. The terms of the licensing agreement.
But the music is so wonderful anyway that carries the show. And why would we want to change it? It's so amazing.
Yeah.
True. If you notice from the movie and from the CD, there are little subtle differences in each singer's interpretation of the melody. You know, there's certain little freedoms we give ourselves. You know, but obviously you don't take any any of the vocal lines and completely change them around and throw them in a different key and add a different tempo. You definitely don't do those type of things.
You also don't want to copy an artist,
Yeah.
from the tape or the movie.
I don't know that anybody can copy Ian Gillian and his screams, but
You're doing a decent job.
yeah, I try. I try.
Yeah.
Like our interpretation is, we've been having a really good time talking about the show and what it means to us and how it affects us in everyday life. So fortunately, it's not just about the singing. You can change your voice however or do things like that, but taking the show into yourself and really creating something that is more than just singing songs, but actually having it a show that people can relate to. Thinking of these people as human figures, not just religious, icons or idols.
Yeah. Do you guys want to rehash some of those discussions, or?
All I can say is it's hard to be Judas.
Yeah.
No one likes Judas.
Yeah,
For me,
no.
it's hard to be against Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm for Jesus all the way. So playing this role is pretty difficult for me, but I'm taking it real well. It was a great cast and having a lot of fun.
It's very difficult to combine the elements of singing and acting, and in a lot of cases dancing. It's tough when you got to have your mind on three different things at one time. Sometimes when people sing, they look a certain way when they sing, but somehow you have to bring that into some sort of a characterization and the dancing. Actually, as Jesus, I'm lucky I don't have to do a whole lot of the dance routines because they're very strenuous and they're very complicated. I'm not quite sure how anyone knows the difference between one dance to the next, but somehow they're making it work.
Mm-hmm.
Should be very very visually stimulating
Yeah.
for the audience.
All right. Yeah, I've been to, I think, every Anti-Shakespeare Festival except the first one. Wasn't around then,
We'll
but
forgive you.
they've all been very, very visually stimulating. Are you from Chapel Hill, or any of you
I'm from
moved
Durham,
from
North
Michigan?
Carolina.
Yeah, I'm from Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I've been here for 6 years.
Uh-huh.
But you don't know who we are because we're not saying our names ahead of time. That was Zara, and then
Boise.
Boise, and then I'm Sue, and
Boise's the one with the real deep voice.
you can
I'm
tell
Jim.
that. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get involved with this production? Is this your first Somnambulist production?
This is
or-
my fifth. This is Zara.
Yeah.
And I started out doing The Serpent, and that was about, in December of 95.
Yeah.
And I directed that too, and she worships me, so.
Yeah, Susie, man, she's awesome.
I think for some people it is their first shot at the festival. I've done the festival the last 2 years. I think I did 3, 4, and now 5. And
He played a Jabberwock last summer.
I was a Jabberwock in Alice in
Right.
Wonderland,
And a big caterpillar.
and the Caterpillar. And somehow I got blessed with all the great costumes. But I graduated from Chapel Hill in '95, and one of my teachers, his first, I was like, okay, if I wanted to be an actor, what would I do? And he said, well, you need to audition, and I can send you to some fellows that are doing it at the Somnambulist Project, and I went for it, and it's been great every step of the way.
This is Boise. This is also my first time working with the project. I'm a graduate of Chapel Hill High of '96, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's funny because I didn't realize that they had this project going on every summer, and I finally looked into independent and went and auditioned. And I'm very
Finally
happy.
did something.
Finally happy that I came a part of the project.
This is my first Somnambulist project also. I've been in the area doing rock and roll with a band called Gravity's Pull for, since we've been down here. And luckily, Michael Smith works in the box office at Playmakers, and got a little connection there. I got my first play role over at Playmakers, and then went on to do the Somnambulist after that because I got hooked on theater. Some people are hooked on phonics, some hooked on theater.
Musical theater, that is.
It's easy. It's
Musical
easy to get
theater
hooked.
so far. Musical so far, but I'd like to go on to do anything else too.
Did you already?
Yeah,
you already
this is
answer
my
the
fifth
question?
show.
Okay. How is the auditioning process?
It's scary,
Yeah.
very scary, very tough.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding.
I try to make it really easy, and try to make it a relaxed atmosphere, but it doesn't matter. It's an audition no matter what, so you're always scared. But the great thing was that, you did a dance number and then you would sing a song from the show and do some cold readings from one of the other scripts. But it's such an exciting thing for me, I'm Susie, the director, to watch these people come in because they're all so amazingly talented. And that's when you actually see your show starting to shape up with these people, and you can, it's not just bodies with no faces. You actually see people and all their emotions, getting into these parts. So for me, as a director, it's an exciting thing, but I'm sure it's different perspective for you guys.
I think the audition was very easy. All the auditions that I've gone to for Somnambulist have been really comfortable. And,
Yeah. I don't, easy might not be the word, but
Not easy.
it's definitely comfortable. It's
Definitely
like
comfortable.
everyone there is real friendly. Everyone's an actor. Everyone's been in shows before. Everyone knows how tough auditions are, so they do their best to try to make it a lot easier on it.
It's
Boise
fun.
said it was very competitive this year, and I've noticed since my original audition 2 years ago for the CHASF 4, it's been growing more and more. You get more and more people out there every year, and I think this year was definitely, like you said, very competitive. There was a lot of really good, talented people out there, and everyone can do something that something that's unique.
I was just glad I wasn't being judged by my dancing.
Oh, you weren't that bad. Come on.
I was awful.
Let's see. Well, I guess in 5 years, the project has done a lot to establish itself in this area. So,
Yeah.
so you have started drawing more people to shows and auditions.
Yeah, it was amazing last year after, I believe it was our final show of Alice in
all the way.
Wonderland, and the entire Forest Theater was jam-packed with people. There were people standing in the woods. There were a few people trying to sit on the stage.
Kids up near us.
Kids were coming up giving us candy while we were doing it. So, I mean, it was extremely inspiring to be out on stage at the end when everyone stood and cheered for us. It was probably one of the greatest moments of my life.
It was really exciting because you knew that a lot of those people had come to see the show more than once because they could actually do some of the dance numbers that were in the show.
Especially the kids. The kids loved it.
Yeah.
But it is quite an accomplishment since our first summer here, when I remember we had, we're like, well, if we get as many people in the audience as there are in the cast, we'll do the show. And now we've got hundreds and hundreds coming. So it's been really rewarding for us, and it's been pretty successful, too.
We hope even more people come out to this production as well
Yeah,
than
man.
last year.
It's Superstar, everybody. Come on.
Superstar.
I forgot what question I was going to ask. Well, the show, as we mentioned before, is starting August 14th. We'll run that weekend, the Thursday through Saturday, the 14th through the 17th, and then again the 21st through the 24th of August.
All at 7 o'clock.
7
7
p.m.
o'clock.
Forest Theater.
Forest Theater.
Forest Theater. And the Forest Theater
And Sunday.
is a great place to see a show, too. It's
It's
very,
incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
very comfortable. Bring your dogs, bring your kids, bring your booze,
Picnic.
Picnic
whatever
blanket.
you want.
It's perfect for this show.
Perfect.
I mean, it's like being in the desert or something with with the stone walls all around and stuff. It's perfect for the show.
It's a tailor-made setting for Jesus Christ Superstar. In
Yeah.
fact, I believe Susie, when she first saw the Forest Theater, she said, someday I think I want to do Jesus Christ Superstar. So
Yeah.
this is years in the making. Should be very nice.
He's right.
I'm not just making this up.
Yeah. Have you been rehearsing at the Forest Theater?
A few times.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
few times. They're doing a lot of plays in the Forest Theater this summer, and you get a lot of weddings and stuff. So we have to
Accommodate to
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few weddings.
What are some of the other plays that are being put on there?
What was
Midsummer
Midsummer
Night's
Night's Dream
Dream.
was
Yeah.
there.
6 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah.
Actually, we were kind of hoping that we, as the Somnambulist Project, kind of inspired people to do stuff too, because
It wasn't
right.
wasn't being used before.
as far as we knew, we had not seen shows there before. We have seen lots of weddings there, but other shows we haven't seen, and so it's, I guess they did Robin Hood a little while ago.
Robin Hood.
I'm
yeah.
not sure who the companies were or if it was just people doing it for fun or whatever, but we're just glad that the forest is being used again because it's a great area, and be used for more than just climbing walls and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
For
Yeah.
many years, it was used for late night entertainment and parties and boozing, and
Oh, yeah.
they trashed the
Right.
place, and so we want to try to use it for what it was meant to be used
Right.
for.
Put some life back into it.
Hmm.
So I guess when the original group moved down from Michigan, they had their eyes on Forest Theater from the outset.
Well, when we were in school at Michigan State, there was an outdoor festival that was related to the university, and a lot of us had a bunch of experience doing that. So we had a really good time doing it, and there were just amazing crowds of people came to those shows when we were in college, and we wanted to continue to do something like that because there wasn't a whole lot going on in the summertime here. There's ADF, but that was usually done in July and stuff, and we wanted to make sure there was outdoor theater going on, any kind of theater, and just challenging ourselves and just letting people come and enjoy it too, or whatever opinion they want to form about what shows we do, but just as long as we were out there and entertaining people.
All right. Let's see. Well, do you guys have anything else you'd like to say about Jesus Christ Superstar?
Come see it.
Come see it.
Come see it.
Come see it.
Okay. Can you tell?
From the Paul Green Theater and Cobb and some of those other dormitories.
There will be a sign.
Big sign.
Come early because parking is crazy there.
Yeah, parking is there's some.
Is it on Country Club Road? I think.
It's-
I think it is Country
yeah.
Club.
Country Club. It's right across from Cobb dorm and all those other little dorms in the North Quad.
Right. If you're coming through campus on Cameron and you go past the light at Raleigh Road, it turns into Country Club.
Exactly, and
The
it's right
theaters.
down there, right in front of you. And parking is along the side on the street, and there's some parking behind the stage, although that'll probably be taken up mostly for cast and crew.
Actors.
Cast and crew.
What other shows have you guys been involved in? Those of you who have been involved in other shows.
This is Zara. I was in The Serpent and Alice All the Way and The Bacchae and The Medea, and this is my fifth.
This is Boise. I've been in Pearly, the Broadway musical Big River. I've also been in Ain't Misbehavin'. I've won the '96 National Shakespeare Competition.
Wow, very nice.
See, first time for all of us to hear
They
that.
did not know
And
that.
I also played Macbeth overseas.
And he's very humble.
Right. But those aren't all Somnambulist productions,
No,
obviously.
No.
Yeah.
It's my first.
Right.
Somnambulist.
This is Jimmy, and I've done King Arthur Rules, Alice All the Way, and The Bacchae, and now Jesus Christ with the Somnambulist. I did Those Women with Archipelago and Man Bites Dog. We did Vampire Lesbians of Sodom.
That
Right.
was pretty funny, Jimmy.
And now
nice.
he's playing Jesus.
We try to cover the spectrum, as best we can.
Okay. I think,
Never mind.
well, go ahead.
Actually, this is my second theater production, and the first one was with Playmakers, Little Night Music, and before that, it's just been rock and roll all the way. And this show, if you've been in rock and roll, it's really a help to you when you're doing this
a
show.
lot of similarities.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thanks guys for being with us. I think we're going to do another switch here and bring in some people from another show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, man.
Thanks a lot.
Go see
Hello,
the
you're on the
show.
air. This is Northern Hemisphere Live.
Hi, Ethan. This is Michael Mann.
Hello.
I thought we took a break from band rehearsal, and I thought if you had any questions for the band, that this might be a good time to address them.
Okay. Well, is there anything that you wanna tell us? This is the Jesus Christ Superstar Band.
Mm-hmm. First of all, I would like to mention who the players are.
Uh-huh.
Myself, I am playing bass guitar.
Uh-huh.
We have Kevin Darbrough playing guitar and Mike Stevenson playing drums. And that was definitely a conscious choice to keep it a power trio.
Mhm.
one, for the logistics involved in having a band in the Forest Theater, and two, just to, as Jimmy was mentioning earlier, being able to add something of ourselves to a show that is pretty rigidly structured.
Right.
And so we decided to take that approach, and hopefully to keep the sound a little more modern, whereas the original recording is very 60s sounding and the movie is very 70s. And then there was the 20th anniversary edition that's very 80s sounding with a lot of cheese metal guitar solos.
Right. So what are you doing to make it more modern than that?
Well, the first thing was to decide to keep it a trio and to just find the basics, find out what the most important part of the song was, what the essence of the song was, and to focus on that, rather than filling it up with a lot of, I don't want to say unnecessary, but with a lot of extras.
Right.
We're giving
special
you
effects and things.
just what you need, or what we think you need anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the approach that we're taking.
All right. So you guys are rehearsing right now?
We are, which is why we're not there.
Okay. Hard
And
work.
I want to congratulate the cast for doing an admirable job of singing a cappella.
All right. Yeah, there's another group in the next room right now. I think they're warming up.
For Satchmo and Izzy.
Satchmo and Izzy, right?
Yeah, which is a show that I'm also doing the music for, and so I apologize to them for not being able to be there.
Right.
But
now you're one of the original members.
yes,
Of the
I came down in August of '92 with about 20 other people.
So there's sort of a group exodus from East Lansing to Chapel Hill.
Definitely.
One college town to another.
Right.
What was the group active in East Lansing before that?
Under a different name, but
Yeah.
with many of the same people. We were a company called the Rude Mechanical Underground, and we were a student organization at Michigan State. And so we didn't really have the option of continuing in the same way that we had been, because we all graduated, we weren't students anymore, and they sort of gave us our walking papers.
Yeah.
And, there just wasn't a lot else going on in the Midwest, so we decided to leave.
Right. Okay. You can, if you want to stay on the line,
Sure.
we're gonna add a couple other people here.
Okay.
We have Marty Herbis, the director of Satchmo and Izzy, here with us.
Hi.
Hi, Marty. Do you want to talk a little bit about the production, maybe the music, since we have Michael on the line also?
Yeah, that would be great. If Mike wants to talk about the music, that would be perfect, since he wrote most of it. The show is a family-oriented show. It's a show about my cats, actually, and the life of two house cats who go outside for the first time, sort of a quest story. And Mike wrote a lot of music in the same vein as the music from Alice All the Way last year, which was the children's show from last year's festival. And it's sort of exploring many, many different kinds of American music. You want to talk about that, Mike?
Sure.
Thank you.
We decided to try and keep the arrangements and the size of the band and things as simple as possible. And again, to take advantage of the inherent pluses in that space and to try and minimize the inherent minuses of performing in that space. And so it's all acoustic, and it's just going to be guitar and percussion. And as Mari mentioned, we chose to explore different styles of traditional American music. So the songs have very distinctly country or bluegrass or doo-wop feel to them. And just to provide as much variety as possible to hold the attention of the little ones that may be in the audience, and to provide a little extra variety for the adults that are there.
Right. And this Satchmo and Izzy is an original Somnambulist Project production.
Yes, it is. My husband and I wrote the script, Jimmy Magoo, and he's actually here. He's going to be accompanying the singers that are here, and he's also taking the place of one of our leads that couldn't make it today. Izzy can't be here today, so that's Zach Walker. But he's going to sing a song with Megan Winget later, who plays Satchmo. But yeah, we wrote the show, like I said, based on our cats, and and originally it was going to be a children's storybook. It was something that I wanted to do a long time ago, and with illustrations and things in mind. And then an opportunity came up to do it for the festival. We didn't have a children's show slated for this year's festival, and it just seemed like a perfect opportunity to turn this story into a play rather than a book.
Right.
So.
And you traditionally do a children's show every year, right?
We have since 3 years ago.
Yeah.
King Arthur Rules was the first one that we did. Actually, the first children's show that we did was a puppet show. I can't remember what year that was, but it was Alibaba and the 40 Thieves that we did it at the Art Center.
Mm-hmm.
But since the humongous popularity of King Arthur Rules and Alice All the Way last year, especially, we had enormous houses for Alice last year. We've decided to kind of keep it a staple every year.
Mm-hmm.
So the response from the community has just been wonderful. People really support the children's shows and all the shows, really. So.
Yeah. Well, I have a 3-year-old sister now, and so I'm more tuned to what sort of things kids might be interested in.
Yeah, it's a whole different world.
Yeah, definitely. Is this? You've done other productions with Somnambulist before?
Oh yeah, I've been here since the very beginning. I moved down here in May of '92, so this is my third time directing with the project. The first show I did was Salome, our second summer, and then after that I did a small improvisational women's piece at the Art Center.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a name, so I doubt anybody out there saw it. But yeah, so this is my third time, and I'm having a really good time with it. It's a lot to juggle with a huge musical like this, with all the different components. But
right.
Anyway.
Well, we have this group of restless-looking people in the next room here.
Yes, I'd love to hear them sing.
Do you want to introduce the song?
Yes, I think we're gonna do 3 songs today. The first one we're doing is the opening theme from the show. So this is the first thing that you'll hear when you come, and it's called Satchmo and Izzy, Two Crazy Cats, and it features Richard Richard. And I'll announce the rest of the chorus later.
Okay.
So.
Before we begin, I have to get back to rehearsing.
Teach a little something about right and wrong. Just listen close and try to follow along. It's about 2 cats who learn to be strong. One wants a tail, the other wants thumbs. One's really smart, the other's kinda dumb. The Satchmo and Izzy, 2 crazy cats. That's the way we like 'em, and we like 'em like that. Come and listen to my story and you'll understand. I'll give you my word, it will not be bland. A Satchel's on a quest for something grand. All the other animals are gonna lend a hand. Squirrels and rabbits, roaches and mice. Other cats, even dogs, well isn't that nice? Satchmo and Izzy, 2 crazy cats. That's the way we like 'em, and we like 'em like that. Come gather round together and don't be shy, 'cause everything we say is a big fat lie. We're gonna make you laugh, we're gonna make you cry, and an hour from now you won't remember why. Some of this is funny, some of it's sad, some's pretty good, and some's kinda bad. Satchmo and Izzy, 2 crazy cats. That's the way we like 'em, and we like 'em like that. Satchmo and Izzy, 2 crazy cats. That's the way we like 'em, and we like 'em like that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That was great, you guys.
They can't hear you.
They can't hear me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're going to do 2 more pieces.
Yeah, that's the plan. The second one will be the tail song. The quest that Satchmo and Izzy go on is for a tail for Satchmo's birthday. She was born without a tail. And so they go off outside the house looking for a tail for Satchmo because she's always wanted one. And so this is a song that they sing when they haven't gone off on their adventure yet. And they're just talking about tails. Yeah. And also Izzy has a penchant for thumbs. Izzy's really wanting some thumbs. So
my cat has thumbs.
Oh really? I'll have to introduce you to my cat. Anyway, so this is a song that they sing together about things that they wish they could have, and it's being performed by Megan Winget, who is Satchmo, and Jimmy Magoo, who's sitting in for Zach Walker today.
Okay.
It's not that I'm unhappy with my breed.
But I lack a meaningful extremity. It wasn't by design, but when I fell into that line, for thumbs,
For tails.
there wasn't any left for poor old me. Just imagine how much different things would be.
Wrap around me when I'm cold.
I'd learn to use remote control.
Something fuzzy on my rear.
Another finger over here. Oh, the things that I could do. I like what you got and I want one too.
I would run around and catch my tail.
I'd hitchhike across
Stick
America.
my tail in an electrical outlet.
I'd do something else with my thumb. I don't need fortune, fame, or
I
friends.
don't need flippers, fangs, and wings.
I want to count by tens.
I want one of them curly things.
Oh, the things that I could do. I like what you got and I want one too.
Thumbs and tails.
Thumbs and tails, yes. So that's the beginning of the adventure for them. And then along the way, they meet a group of country cats who tell them a lot of stories, legends, and stories about cats and dogs of the past. And so this third song that we're going to do is the Legend song, and it features Michael Smith, who's also our artistic director, and Peg Walrad and Justin Arkles. The rest of the chorus is made up of Megan Winget, Jim Christ, Christy Linneberry, Jimmy Magoo, and Richard Richard.
Stories, stories, just a story.
Till it happens to somebody, and everybody knows what happens then. A story's just a story till it happens to somebody, and then it's a story again.
Hey, Nikki. Yeah? You remember Blixa? What about her? Well, some folks said that cat could fly. She'd jump out of a window and go flying across the yard. She did it all the time, it didn't even look that hard. She moved away some time ago up to the big city, where I hear she likes to fly around the Statue of Liberty.
She couldn't really fly. He made that up.
I did not.
I don't think that cat ever flew across no yard, Manchester.
I'm telling the story, all right, Nikki. I tinkered a little.
Tell the one about Miles.
Oh, yes. I love that one.
Who's Miles?
Miles was the boy king, he ruled lands near and far, but deep inside he knew that he belonged up with the stars. One day while writing poems out in ancient hieroglyphs, he disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Poof!
Wow, that was great. I know another one. I want one.
I could talk about Lenny.
Or I could talk about Taj.
One was just a bunny.
The other's kind of like a dog.
What Riley couldn't remember.
Taj could not forget.
And the moral of the story is...
Well, gosh, we ain't figured that out yet.
Oh. The story's just a story till it happens to somebody. Everybody knows what happens then. A story's just a story till it happens to somebody, and then it's a story, and then it's a story, and then it's a story again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeehaw.
Satchmo and Izzy.
Yes.
That'll be performed starting July 31st the Forest Theater, August 1st through 3rd, and August 28th at 7 p.m., and there'll be afternoon matinees on August 2nd, August 30th, and August 31st
Yes.
at 3 p.m.
Yes.
All right.
That's right.
And now we are going to be joined by a couple of folks from the show.
Yes. There's my husband, Jimmy Magoo, who helped me write the script and is also assistant directing, and Megan Winget, who is playing Satchmo, and Michael Smith, who I believe you've already spoken with, our artistic director.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't believe we've been properly introduced.
My
I'm
name's-
Jimmy.
My name's Ethan.
Hello, Ethan.
Just remind you guys to talk directly into the microphones because those are pretty quiet.
All right.
So have you test marketed the show on any kids yet?
No, actually,
no?
we haven't.
No, that's a darn good idea.
We're so close to being kids ourselves, and we think it's fun.
You can stand in for kids.
All right.
We don't have any fart jokes in our show.
It's too bad.
Uh-oh.
I think we need to work one in before before we open on Thursday.
Yeah, a real crowd pleaser.
No, they go over really well with kids, you know.
Yeah.
Flatulence is big with the kids. Anyway.
Anyway, anything else really big with the kids that you noticed?
Falling down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love pratfalls.
I'm going to try and work in as many pratfalls as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I think just the fact that all of the characters are animals is going to really play well with the kids. They relate to crazy characters.
Yeah.
Real well.
Do you have
Probably better than.
costumes for
Oh
everybody?
yeah. I think Megan's got her ears with her today.
I was working on them earlier so they don't fall off my head.
All right. You can hold them up to the microphone. And,
Right, I know it's.
There they are.
Anyhow.
Another thing that the kids really like, which we have included in the show, is a lot of audience participation. We try to get the children involved as much as we can with the show itself, and we think they love it. I don't know, do they love it, Jimmy?
I think they do.
they love it.
Yeah. And, and on a deeper level, too, I think you can't forget the kids are a lot smarter than a lot of people give them credit for. And so we spent a lot of time on character development and making the characters real, not just caricatures and not just animals, but real personalities. Like Izzy is like the 90s kid growing up. He likes TV and
Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo. And Satchmo is a generation back, kind of like where most of us grew up in the 70s, where we played outside. We didn't even have Pong until we were 9 or 10. And so there's a different disparity between the two generations. And I think the greatest part about it is how they learn to meet in the middle.
Yeah, so there's some conflict between them about what sort of entertainment they like.
Fun
Exactly.
and what's
Yeah.
boring.
Right. One's almost afraid of the outside,
One is a pacifist. The other one will pick fights with anybody.
Well, it's in your name.
You are a predator after
We're
all.
talking about cats. Cats and mice.
Yeah. Is this everybody's first show? Not first show?
Oh no, we've all kind of been involved in a lot of the stages in the Somnambulist Project. Some, like Marty, go back almost 5 years, and myself almost 4. Michael almost 3, like that.
It's right around
3 or 4. Megan joined us last year, and we have some new people coming in this year. So about 5 years backing up, we've all been doing this.
Yeah,
it's a constantly changing group. Usually over the summer, we'll gain a couple more people for the company, and they like performing with us in the summer so much that they just stick around. We can't get rid of them.
Well, take a brief break for a few seconds here. You're listening to WXYC Chapel Hill. It's a few minutes after 6 o'clock. If you'd like to call us here and talk to anybody in the Somnambulist Project,
that would be great.
You can reach us at 962-8989. We'll be on until 7 o'clock, and then the backyard barbecue with local music will be coming up. So.
Oh, that was it?
That's it. That's
Oh,
it.
all right.
We're back to the show now. This is Northern Hemisphere Live. So you guys pick up a few people every summer, and you usually pick up people who become dedicated members of the group.
Well, it's kind of strange.
We come and go.
We don't operate like your normal community theater company. It's a very shoestring budget.
Mm-hmm.
The actors don't get paid a heck of a lot. It's more of a labor of love, and so some people join us under the assumptions that it essentially is going to be easier than it actually is, and
they quickly find out.
Right. But we keep the true lovers of the craft, which I think is the best thing. And they come every once in a while, but they're the best thing about the project, or the new people that keep it alive.
Mm-hmm. We've got a call here. Let's take this. Nope, they're gone. Hello, you're on the air. This is Northern Hemisphere Live.
WXYC, I assume?
Yes.
Your high standards have gotten you in trouble for a second. You say this is on the air?
Yes, you're on the air. This
I thought your miking standards were a little bit muddy. Usually you're much clearer than this.
Yeah, well, we have a lot lot of people here today, so it's
Anyway.
A little chaotic.
I just wanted to say thank you very much for getting the Somnambulist Project people there. They have a fascinating history. If you shoot them a few more questions about origin and development, you could have a story that's a story. And I'll shush and get off the air.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Hey, terrific. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. It's great.
So
Wow,
do you
the
have
mystery
any
caller.
idea what he's alluding to
That's
there?
probably going to haunt us for years.
I have no idea.
Maybe I'll be able to answer his question a little bit. He asked about the developments. I'm not sure whether he refers to the development of the company as a whole, or he might refer to the way we develop shows, which is a little bit different than a lot of companies do. And I think you can see that in the work we do. A lot of companies are driven from the top down. They have one person in charge who sets a stamp on all the work that they do. And that person's usually in charge of the money, the creative aspects, all of that. And our company really does function as a collective, and I think that's why a lot of people who join us for a show or two stay around.
Resistance is futile.
You can't get away. But everybody in the company really does have an input into the kind of shows we do. Everybody does all kinds of work. One of the people you just heard sing, who's in the show, designed the sets, Christy Linneberry, and so we all do 2 or 3 jobs on every show, and we all have creative input into everything that we do. And people who are painting sets for one show are directing the next show. It all comes around. I don't know if he wants to hear that. I don't know if the caller wanted to hear the whole history of the company, but that's one of the things that we do that makes us different than a lot of companies in the area.
Yeah. What about the process of how you select shows to do? How does that work?
The selection process is we're a pretty informal group, and the selection process is a little bit informal as well. Basically, the way I look at the project is it's a way for a group of people to put on their dream shows. A lot of people in the project are interested in quality children's theater, so we decide to put on a children's show. A person comes forward with an idea, writes a script, gathers a staff, and hey, we put it on.
Yeah. So if there's an individual who has the motivation and the time and the
exactly,
and if
the
they can
energy.
gather the interest from other people in the project, then basically the show is going to happen.
Right.
That's the great thing about the project is that people know if they work together on this particular project, we'll all work on their project, which is going to happen next year.
Right.
The Anti-Shakespeare Festival is, I guess, what you're best known for, but you do other productions during the year also.
That is true.
Our productions during the year are a little bit different. Well, they're indoors, so that changes a lot of things. We perform a lot at the Art Center in Carborough, and our productions during the year tend to be at least for the last couple of years, they've tended to be a little bit more serious and dramatic than the things we do during the summer.
A little bit summer stuff.
But we're doing some really interesting stuff with our non-festival shows, I guess you'd say. We've been doing a lot of exploration with different ways to develop a show with an ensemble, developing shows purely through improvisation, shows with more than one writer and director, and lots of different things. The winter and spring shows that we do indoors are really our chance to do experimental theater in a not that we don't do experimental theater in the summer, but it's a little bit easier to do it inside.
That's true.
It's we have a little bit longer to do it.
It's also easier when we're doing one show instead of three.
Instead of three at the same time, correct.
Right.
So,
and there's no lighting capability at the forest. You basically have an hour to put on
before it gets
an
dark.
extravaganza before it gets dark. The whole mood of the outdoor setting is different than the indoor, and so we kind of explore the darker, more serious side when we can be dark and serious.
right.
The last couple
in the
shows,
depths of winter.
we did a show at UNC over at Swain Hall last spring, which was a all-female cast production of Medea. And they did a lot of interesting work with vocals, but
there's a picture from Medea on the wall
nice.
there.
And
Still don't see it.
in general, with our winter shows, we've been exploring a lot of basic questions about theater, how to develop shows, and kind of our own roots.
Yeah. How many people are working on the current productions?
Oh
right
my
now?
goodness! Do you have a total number, Michael?
I'll make one up.
50?
I'd have
50,
to guess
yeah.
40, 50.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds like a pretty decent estimate.
And a lot of people are wearing more than one hat in the shows as well. Several people are in 2 of the shows and designing sets for another one. So it's labor intensive, not money intensive.
Right.
Yeah. Do the receipts from the shows usually cover what you spend on them?
Yeah, amazingly they have.
I know the Anti-Shakespeare Festival has been very popular.
It's the success has been really nice. Each year, it seems that we're able to spend more and more on a show, and we get that back in return, and then some. It's really gratifying to see the community embracing an alternative theater company in the area.
Yeah.
We make a little money, is what we're saying.
Right.
Not much.
No, it's not much.
Yeah, enough to
really
make costumes and buy pizza for the cast. Yeah.
We end up with enough to do one more show, so we make enough over the summer festival to do another year's summer festival. So we keep barely one step ahead.
Right.
But,
Yeah. Are there any past shows that really stick out in your minds as especially significant for whatever reason?
Oh wow! I mean, they all kind of stick out for different reasons. Right.
Oh my goodness, it's so hard. It's so hard to talk about because there are so many. There's so many different sorts of shows that the project has been put on.